Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. We are back in ACC once again for race number 4 of the HFG Transatlantic Triple Crown Series. I am very nervous for this one. This is easily one of my worst tracks. I, during practice, could not stop spinning out and crashing, so I'm going to be honest, I will consider anything that's not last a win for today. So yeah, this should be an interesting one. Let's go ahead and get to the beginning of the broadcast.
Wonderful Lamborghini, and I'm not going to mention it, but that livery. Moving swiftly on, it goes down towards turn 1. We'll just jump a bit further down the pack so we can see what's going on here. A little bit of contact there, look like between Luke Gart and Chris Davies. Both running wide on the exit of 1 into 2. Chris rejoins the track, and that Porsche is a little bit vulnerable to him as he's swaying all over the track. And as you can see, the Manchester Drew Matthews there perfectly on the exit there of 3, heading down towards turns 6. So third or fourth gear calling, depending on the car that you're in. Chris gaining on the Porsche in front of him massively, as you can see. Zach Grouse there, the car number 11. We've not had the best of start to this series at all. Drew Matthews all over the back of Chris. Going to be looking to make a pass as soon as possible. Can confirm that yes.
Green light, give it okay. Car on the left, clear on the left. Car on the left, clear on the left.
Another thing worth noting while I've got the chance, I am using a full tank of fuel and, according to my calculations, still won't make it to the end. So I have the option to either try and save fuel throughout the race or get gas when I pit. So I haven't decided what I'm going to try and do yet, but we're going to see. Just something to keep in mind.
Cheater. It's important not to take too much curb, and all cars seem to have made it through there on the first lap. I'm sure that won't be the case through the rest of this race. Not that I wish to jinx anybody. Looking on the rear wing now, you can see Drew Matthews, the car number 13 Lamborghinis, all over the back of Chris. And as lap 1 is over, you've got Joost, is your current leader in the Porsche Cup car. Steve Enderis has made his way up into P2 in the Super Trofeo. And then you've got Louis Arjitsu there in P3, who looks like he is still battling for that P2 position as he spins around on the exit of turn 2. That sort of opened the door there for the Super Trofeos going straight through. That is awful news for Arjitsu. He's not going to be very happy with that at all, because he's now got to wait. And because it's...
Alright, so just for explanation for that, I was definitely at fault there. I got on the brakes too late, slammed into the back of him, so gave him the spot back. Unfortunately, that means we are now in dead last, but it is part of it. I would rather have to give that spot back than get a penalty like I did last time, so it is what it is.
Can he make it stick? That is the question. It does. And Luke Gart is on the inside line going towards Cheetah here. He doesn't want to be there for this corner. If he's there, he'll know about it. Car number 111, yellow flag. That is Chris Davis. Looks like he has had an off with the car number 13, which I think is Drew Matthews. That is not great news for him at all. Zach Grouse.
Alright, so I kind of wanted to explain this incident with Chris, the 111 car that's over here. And that's just because, like, it was an odd incident, kind of. So after watching the replay, Chris and I both kind of, like, I guess originally after the incident, like after the race was over, we both thought that we were at fault. I totally thought I was at fault, and he thought he got on the brakes a little early, and that was what caused it. So when I come up here, I'm going to put it in slow motion, and we can kind of take a look and see what happens here. So my normal braking point is right about where that tick mark is, so he definitely did start braking a bit earlier than I normally would. But as you can see, I've got a ton of room off to the left here that I could have easily just gone into and avoided him, but instead I realized that he was on the brakes earlier than I normally am, and I just panicked and slammed on the brake, and I don't know if I actually locked him up, but it certainly felt like I did. And either way, I panicked and I just went straight into the back of him despite all this room here. So just kind of an unfortunate incident, but obviously, you know, I then hit him and spun him out. He ended up making a pretty solid recovery drive, and I think he finished like 5th. And I also ended up finishing 8th overall. So again, it didn't end up being a terrible race for either of us. I also ended up finishing worse because of the fact that, like, I ended up making other mistakes. So yeah, just part of it. But either way, I wanted to kind of explain in a replay what happened.
18 and 19. It looks like they're running a very little damage though, so hopefully that was just a spin, and that is now a recovery drive for Chris and Drew after we saw that fantastic battle with Joost and Drew towards the end of last week's race where it rained, dry and rained. Joost is now
car on the right, clear on the right.
Matthews still in P15. Let's have a jump on board with Drew and see what things look like there. Looks like he's running a little bit of damage. I'm not sure, it's hard to tell from the off-board camera, but it looks like there may be some damage, if any at all, as he's got the Chevrolet to deal with now. And then Chris Davis obviously in front of him. Arjitsu is dropping back through the pack. He must be running damage there. He's really struggling with that. I'm actually surprised he's not jumped into the pits and given himself the opportunity of the huge undercut, given his raw pace around here. So we may see an early pit stop from him. Yes, now on his 7th lap, the current race leader, as he's now coming up towards to finish his 7th lap, start his 8th. So you can see there's got a mixed grid here, the overall leaderboard there on your left hand side, and there's a couple of GT4s in where you wouldn't expect them to be, and the Super Chauffeurs are a bit further back. Chris Davis now making his way up into P12. He's got Jackie Harris to pick off next. Let's see what that looks like, shall we? And you can see Chris is going to be thinking about doing this move sooner rather than later.
Car on the right. Clear on the right. Got some light damage on the front of the car.
Alright, so what you're about to watch is the other incident. Had this not happened, I think I probably could have finished another position or two higher, but I did get like 30 seconds of damage from this, so unfortunately that kind of did me in for getting any good results.
Said that, Drew Matthews down in P14, unfortunately didn't have the best of starts to this race, and it doesn't seem to have got any better for him now after putting on a small recovery drive there.
Alright, so I'm in the pit, obviously. I've got a ton of damage, and I figure might as well fix that and get my pit out of the way, and hopefully get it back together for the rest of this race. But like I said, bad at this track. Did not expect to do good anyway, so. Alright, I don't know what just happened to my camera, but it was freaking out, so I just turned it off. So sorry, no more wheel cam for the rest of this video, but I don't think this video will be very long anyway, since not much is probably going to happen while I'm back here, so not too big of a deal.
Car on the right. Clear on the right. We are at the halfway mark. Still a long way to go.
Alright, so we just passed the halfway mark. I'm at 65 liters of fuel, so I should be good to go till the end, which is good news because I already pitted, so nice to know I do not have to pit again and get fuel.
Car on the left. Clear on the left. Car on the left. Clear on the left. Yellow flag, be careful. Car on the right. Clear on the right. on the left. Car on the right. Clear on the right.
And as you can see, car number 13, Drew Matthews, comes across the line. He will be a little bit disappointed with that. I think Drew Matthews is P8. He's had a good recovery drive considering the incident he had at the start of this race. But I'd have thought he would have liked a little bit higher up given his P2 finish last week.
Alright, we are coming through the last 2 corners here, and I have to be honest, that did not go quite as bad as I thought it would. Obviously it did not go good, but during practice, I was spinning out like almost every lap, and in this race, I only had 1 incident with another driver and 1 spin. So I will gladly take a 6th place out of 8 and an 8th overall. And yeah, I guess that's going to do it for today's video. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.